What the hell was any of that? This is The Process Shot. I'm Michael. I'm stuck in a haunted movie theater, and this place has 2 strikes left before I give up and burn it to the ground. Robo Vampire is technically a movie, despite everything it does to convince you otherwise. Released in 1988 and directed by Godfrey, credited under the name Joe Livingstone, this action movie has 2 stories, one that goes nowhere and one that amounts to nothing, both of which are loosely connected by way of the cinematic equivalent of a glue stick. Anyways, half of the movie involves a ragtag group of commandos or something fighting against a drug trafficking operation who has taken an agent hostage. The other half involves that drug crime lord hiring a Taoist priest to protect his bases of operation, awakening a vampire that leads the charge. To fight back, the commandos use the body of one of their fallen and convert him into a cyborg, dubbed the Robo Warrior. Yeah, that's the movie. It's pretty clear to see where the actual lines are drawn between Story A and Story B, given how they both have different casts, different settings, and different, well, anything. It's obvious that Robo Vampire is 2 movies cobbled together, and very poorly at that. Or it's one unfinished movie with a new but completely unrelated story attached later on to bring it to feature length. In any case, both stories are pretty much just a loose series of scenes and ideas strung together in editing, with no real backbone to the events. In fact, both plot lines are effectively distilled to their most basic elements, though whether or not this is the result of editing, bad writing, or having little pre-existing material to work with isn't clear. The commando raid has more walking and talking in it than any actual action, at least up until its final scenes. And the actual cyborg versus vampire scenes do have action and effects, but still make no sense within the greater scheme of the movie. I actually do think that the basic idea of the 2 concurrent stories could work, but the different settings and genres that the plot lines are going for here are completely incompatible, or at the very least, they just don't even try. I don't think that I even have to say that everything besides the story is a mess as well. Sure, there are a few nice shots here and there, and sometimes the editing is competent enough to know how to keep the story action flowing, but overall it's a haphazard mess that tries to push more on the viewer than they can, should, or want to handle, resulting in a cascade of information that can be missed easily, leading to further confusion. It doesn't help that, being 2 different projects thrown together, there is no inherent sense of artistic style or cohesion between stories, which could have helped make this film feel at least somewhat unified. The only things that do make any sense around here are the action sequences, though they're hardly anything worth lauding. They show that there was some modicum of effort put into the movie, but none of it actually shows a creative spark. It feels as if it puts itself out there for the sake of being out there. But, somewhat ironically, nothing about this movie needs to be here at all. Robo Vampire, Godfrey, 1988. Half a star. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend this movie, outside of maybe getting drunk with somebody and making fun of everything. Well, that's it for this review. If you liked it, leave a like. If you didn't, reconsider. As always, subscribe to the channel for more reviews. If I can say one good thing about the movie, it's that it let me turn my brain off for the first time in a while. I could just start watching and let it all wash over me. Unfortunately, the wash consisted of sewer water.